Hi. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, double swing. Because it is Friday. It is Friday, and tomorrow is my birthday, and I can't wait. I'm turning 33. And so I really think that I'm just going to dedicate. Hello. I'm just really going to dedicate today's topic pretty much on just like showing gratitude, really, and being grateful for what we have in our life. You know, like I said, tomorrow's my birthday and I'm turning 33. And so 10 years ago, I started drinking, and I'm entering my 33rd birthday sober, and that's huge for me. It's always been a lifestyle I've wanted back, and but it just took so long for me to get here because, well, life, and we're constantly surrounded by all of that stuff. And yeah, you know, I know a lot of people can definitely relate to that, but I'm just feeling really grateful lately. I'm grateful for my Instagram, social media, for my followers, for people who pay attention, everything like that. Because, yeah, I mean, without people supporting me, then where would I be? And so, something that I kind of touched base on this morning when I was going for my walk is that, I mean, everything always. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, when I was going for my walk this morning, what was really coming up for me was, I guess, choice and being a bit more intentional on the things we're choosing in our life, right? Choosing to have, choosing to do, choosing to keep around. Just really everything. Everything comes down to choice. And I also shared a quick video just on my story of me jumping out of bed and screaming yes and just being excited for the day. And now, when I first started doing that, I felt kind of silly, right? Just being like, yes! Like, what am I so excited for, right? Like, I don't know, you know? But we just start to take things for granted, and waking up is gratitude, really. And then, you know, wherever we wake up, right, we're in a bed, we're in wherever, we're waking up, we're sleeping somewhere comfortably, we have a warm place to stay. All of that is already something for you to scream yes about. But like, for me personally, and I have actually tapped into this like a week and a half ago when I was having just an amazing day, and I really thought to myself, like, my life is awesome. And I never would have said that to myself before because I was always thinking things had to be better. I would see people that, right, they'd be like, oh, my life is great. And I would look at them and think, why? How? It doesn't look that great. When like, and that's how my view of it was, because I come from the mentality of always thinking I need more. I need more. I need more. I need more. Like, for me to be really happy in this moment of having such simple things, I would kind of judge myself against being like, well, why? Why can you really be that happy? But like, being happy and being happy in the moment and what we have right now is like the most important thing, because if we're not happy in the moment we are in right now, then we're kind of living in misery, and we're living in negative, and we're living in upset, and other things can't open up for us in our life if we're living in such like a dark bubble. And so why showing gratitude and appreciation for just like all the things that we have in our life? Like, we should still be able to celebrate the things that we have in our life, even if they're the simplest things ever. They should still be celebrated. And a lot of people will walk around not celebrating themselves for anything, not acknowledging themselves for anything, and kind of wishing and hoping that other people around them would celebrate them. And it's like, well, people are so concerned about themselves that they're not looking to give other people a validation. And when we live in a world of people who are constantly seeking outside of themselves for validation, you can see that it becomes quite lonely, because when people are seeking for it on the outside, and people on the outside are so focused on themselves, wanting it from other people, that they're not giving it to other people. It's like, as you can see, it's like all these people in the world wanting something, not enough of us actually giving. So for me, I love giving people, acknowledging them and appreciating them and telling them they're awesome and everything like that. But it's like very few and far in between that you have certain people like that. So really, and it always relates back to us having to be our own cheerleader, our biggest cheerleader, and cheering ourselves on. And that does mean celebrating the small things. Like, why do we have such a stigma attached to having to achieve something bigger or more flashy or something for people to be like, whoa, about, like, why does everything kind of seem like we're searching for more and talking about the past when we're living right now in this exact moment? This is happening right now. And so it's like, how can we be happy in the moment right now if we're either saying, oh, I'll be happy when I get this, or when I get this, or when I get this, when we're constantly searching, or if we're thinking, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that, it just like doesn't make any sense, because you could never actually be present with yourself and your emotions that you're feeling right now by comparing to the past or worried about, oh, okay, poor connection. I was like, what the heck? And so by expressing gratitude for what it is right now, in fact, we have in front of us, sorry guys, I don't know, I guess there's some construction going on outside, and I think it's affecting my internet. But so really just relating back to, if we're constantly in the search for something, or we're constantly in the mindset of what we could have done, should have done, whatever, then we're never going to get anywhere, because everything's happening in the now. So you got to be focused on the now. What am I doing right now? What can I do right now? How do I feel right now? Not what happened yesterday, not what happened 5 minutes ago, not what happened 2 seconds ago. It is literally behind us. We can't change it. If I said something on here and 5 minutes later I thought, oh my God, I really wish I didn't say that, I can't take it back. So why would it make sense that I was upset over it? It wouldn't. It would just be affecting me then in the now, moving forward, being able to create anything else. So, and just to really understand how important all of this is and how it intertwines, we can start gaining more power for ourselves and in our life. So that's why it's so important for me to constantly express gratitude and just being appreciative of what my life consists of on like a moment-to-moment basis, because I can't predict the future, I can't change the past, I can only live in the now. And right now, for me, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy my life. I want to appreciate it. I want to surround myself with people who I like, who we aren't getting together and everyone's complaining or this and that, because that energy attracts that energy. So, and what you resist persists. So if you keep talking about something, it will continue persisting because you're still talking about it. And I know that's a lot for some people, because people want to talk about it, or they get caught up in their feelings, or they get caught up in this and they're hurt and everything like that. But it's like, it's not what happened, it's what are you going to do about it? Because you can't change what happened. All you can change and work on is what you're going to do about it and how you're going to act about it now. Are you going to take that experience and learn from it, or are you going to hold on to what happened, bring it into your future, and then so when you think it pops up again, you can be like, I knew it, this happened. Hey Holly, yeah, good to see you joining back on. Yeah, today's really all about gratitude and being able to be grateful for what we have, and to stop focusing on the things that we don't have, and to create a plan to get the things that we don't have, because we're not gonna get anywhere if we're like, oh, I don't have this thing and I really want it and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, so you don't have it, you want it, now what are you gonna do to get it? Like, that's literally it. That's the simplest thing. It's not, I want this, but this, and this, and it's not that. It's, I want it. How do I get it? Can this be possible? And create a plan to get it. Don't feel sorry for yourself that you don't have it. And don't feel sorry for yourself that maybe, you know, you don't look this certain way, or you don't act this certain way, or you don't have this kind of money, or you can't eat at this certain place, you can't do anything like that. If we can really just stop worrying about everything we don't have and what we want and what we're afraid of and everything like that, and really focus on what is happening right now, today, in my day, what is something that I can create for myself today that I'm going to feel really good about, and that at the end of the day I'll be happy for. Oh, Brazil, wow. Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure having you follow me. I'm very grateful for that. See, I'm grateful. From Brazil, wow, that's incredible. That must be amazing. Very cool, very cool. But yeah. Now, like this, I think I shared this yesterday, is this quote that I saw: don't be a slave to your habits, because we will get into those habits, right? And it's kind of just like those habits will drown us. So again, always just getting clear on what your intention is, because when we were younger, you know, and we didn't have the world, yeah, being grateful does make you smile. And to just actually express gratitude. So a couple weeks ago, like, I've been doing this 5-minute journal for months, and I write in there what I'm grateful for and everything like that. But like, we can write it, but the key is to like feel in on what being grateful is. And if you haven't done a lot of practices where you're grateful, or you're acting grateful, or you're expressing gratitude, then you're gonna kind of feel like, I don't know, I felt like weird doing it at the start. I was like, I'm grateful for, and like nothing was actually coming up for me, because what I noticed is that I've had these things in my life my whole life. So to me, it just is. That's just my life. This is just what I have. I was lucky enough to have what I have and to what I worked for and stuff like that. So for me to show like great gratitude towards it was just kind of like, okay, well, it's like something I've always had. But like, it's something we've always had because we've been grateful and lucky enough to be and to get that into whatever it is in our life that we have. And when you can start expressing gratitude, what happens is like your aura, like energy of yourself, starts showing up a different way, and which in fact the universe can actually start producing and like generating from the energy that we're expressing. And like more opportunities will start showing up for ourselves in our life, because when we're talking in a way of like opportunity and like stuff like that, like things start to show up for us. If we're living in a realm of things I don't have, things I don't like, things I don't agree with, and like getting upset with people in public, and like road rage, or maybe someone at the grocery store, or maybe someone looked at you wrong, as you can see, there's a whole twister of like the things that we get caught up in. And when we're reacting in that negative energy, what's happening from the world's positive energy is it's like repelling off of us. So we can't even actually benefit from how much energy the world has, because we're so stuck in this like, I want to be this way type deal. It's like, it's very interesting, because I know people don't want to be upset, but a lot of people don't actually know how to really be happy, because they've involved themselves in these lives they've created without realizing they've actually created it, but they have, that just like aren't working for them, or it's like stressful, and it's like, and they kind of just start to adapt because they think that's what their life is now. They're like, well, this is my life, everything always happens to me, and I can never get ahead, and I keep meeting the wrong men, and they treat me like shit, or my kids are this. It's like, yeah, because you believe that. You believe it. So, thank you. My thing is that if you believe what you say, that's what you become. So, create boundaries in your life on things that you will put up with, and things that are a deal breaker, and like be serious with yourself. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm just talking about how important it is to express gratitude. And by us living in the realm of what we don't have and what we don't whatever, it's like we're holding on to those feelings and those thoughts so deep because some of us are hurt by our lives, some of us want more, we don't know how to get it, we don't know where to start, we don't believe. Thank you. We don't believe that we can achieve better, especially when, say we've grown up in a family who not necessarily wasn't that supportive or happy or really letting us see that we can become whatever we want. If we don't have that growing up and then it continues to stay with us, but we're so convinced that oh, well, that was just my family and that's just how they are. And it's not just how anyone is. It is their way of being for sure, but anyone can change anything at any time. You are not your past. You are not what people say you are. You're not what you did yesterday. You're not your career. You're whoever the hell you want to be. And you can be whoever you want to be. And it doesn't matter if you grew up a certain way or not. And hey, Stacy, doesn't matter. Everything can be changed and everything can be created as a possibility. And to again, not focus on all the things we don't have or the negative experiences that happen, but acknowledge and be grateful for the fact that we've survived 100% of either the good days or the bad days, all the way up until leading today. We are strong enough. However the hell that happened in our life, we did it. And which means we can do so much more. And imagine that if you've gone through all the negatives in your life, how many amazing moments could come if you started now focusing on developing positive traits and shifting that negative to a positive, where you can start being empowered in your life and actually creating a life you love, rather than just it's like hitchhiking at the side of the road and getting in the back of the truck. You have no idea. Thanks, Stacy. Getting in the back of the truck, you have no idea where you're going because you hitchhiked and you just hopped on. You just know you're kind of going along for the ride. And it's like having to deal with things you're encountering along the ride that you might not necessarily like and they're impacting you and whatever. But if you actually create a plan, then you wouldn't have had to hitchhike, you wouldn't have had to get in this random truck, and you wouldn't have wound up somewhere that you didn't even intend on going. So again, creating that vision and that plan and being intentional on where and what you want to do with your time and your life and where you're going, and then look to your life around you and say, does my life around me actually serve me in what I want to create for myself, or am I going to have to clean some things up and just get really intentional with where we're going? And then again, relates always relates back to then gratitude, right? Being grateful that we have the ability to create a plan and move forward and everything like that. Hopefully that's not too loud. People are. I'm gonna just take a little walk here. Move over here. Yeah. So I'm just always on here, just trying to promote and for people to understand that we were never given a handbook on how to live our life. We're never given a handbook on how to act or how to show up or the things we should do, not should do because that's a limiting belief, but things that would improve us and in our life. The world sets us up for figuring it out by ourselves. And if you don't take your life by the reins, then you're going to end up wherever you end up, and you can't really be upset about it if you don't like where you ended up. Because when you don't plan something and you don't have a vision and you don't create yourself in the way that you want, life is controlling your life, or the people around you, or the influences you have. and everything like that. And then we often get upset that we're not where we wanted to go, or, maybe the whole summer goes by and we're upset that we didn't actually get to go to a cottage, but we never even planned the cottage. We didn't even talk to someone about the cottage, but we wanted to go, but we didn't get to go. And now we're upset that we didn't get to go, and the summer's over and I can't go. And it's like, well, you didn't plan. You didn't plan to go, so you can't actually be upset you didn't get to go. You really can't be upset at all about it. If anything, you can just kind of be like upset with yourself that you, again, yet another summer go by, didn't actually create a plan, and that's it. So do it now. There's no time to wait for anything. The time is now. People say that to me all the time. I'm just waiting for the right time. Well, if there's a right time, let me know when it is, because the right time is right now. And it's all about taking small action in your life towards something you really like. Like, people who knew me 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, they probably think that I did a complete 360. And maybe I did, or 180, 360, whatever the hell you want to call it, a transformation of my entire life. Because, yeah, I lived uncontrollably for like 7 years, not really liking what I was a part of, not sure how to get out of it. Felt like if I stopped participating in all the activities I was, then I would just have no friends and I'd be by myself. And so I lived my life like just for like convenience, really. I'd go to work and whatever, then I'd go out and I'd party and this and that, and then I wouldn't feel that great about myself, and I'd want to achieve goals which I couldn't actually achieve because I was doing all this other stuff that wasn't getting me ahead, and then I'd find myself in situations where like something would happen, or I'd be drunk and I'd text someone, or I'd say something to someone who didn't like it, and blah 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 blah. And that was just constantly my life all the time. Like, a lot of people had some shitty ass things to say about me, which is pretty incredible, because now, right, the positive and great things that people say to me are extremely flattering. And to me, I'm thinking that was me inside the entire time, but I was afraid to show myself as this person because I wasn't hanging out with the right people. I wasn't doing the right things. I wasn't taking the right action in my life. And it is what it is. It served that time for what it served, and I learned. But like, now to really understand that like we don't have to live in a life that makes us upset or sad, or like it breaks my heart. It truly does, to know that a lot of people are living a life that they're settling in, and they're being mistreated, and they feel like shit, and they're depressed, and they feel sad, and they feel lonely or disliked, or someone makes fun of them, or like that actually tears my actual heart apart, because it shouldn't happen. And we're incredible beings, we're humans, and we're put on this earth to make a difference, not to make other people's lives harder. So always relates back to just being grateful that we get to wake up, being grateful that we're here, and then big time being grateful that we actually have the power to do and be and have whatever the hell we want. We just actually have to try for it and actually put it in action. No matter what that looks like, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be this massive thing. And when people are wanting change, but they're not knowing where to start, so then they don't start at all. And then what happens is they go deeper and deeper in this like hole of like, I hate my life, I hate this, blah. And it's like so like painful. And it doesn't have to be, because you just have to take one small action that gets you taking yourself a little bit more seriously. And you'll notice a shift in yourself, because when you start having discipline and when you start having willpower, you start to see yourself in a completely different light. But when you're a person who doesn't take your own self seriously, then how are other people going to take you seriously? Like, I'm out to make a cause in the whole world. And I know I have lots of people on my Instagram who want more for themselves and their life and everything like that. And for me, in my dream world and in my reality, I wake up every day with like hundreds of messages of people just like really wanting what I have, and that so I can help them. Not what I have per se, but like my energy and my view on life and the things we have. But I always encounter that people want to talk, they reach out because they get excited in the moment. They're like, I'm doing something. And then when things start to get a bit real, they back off because that's our fight or flight mode, right? It's like, oh, I hate something enough. I want to change it. I'm going to reach out and try and change it. Oh no, this could actually happen. Abort the situation, abort, because what if I did change? What if I did start getting, what if I did start losing weight and I started becoming more confident? Maybe my boyfriend, he wouldn't like me anymore. Or, maybe if I started being more positive, me and my friends won't have things to talk about anymore. And then maybe I really won't even like hanging out with them. So then I'll lose my friends. So like maybe I don't want to do that. Or it's like, oh, maybe, it's like, oh, I really want to be successful and I want to make a difference. And it's like, oh, but like, what if I'm going to fail? Like, as you can see, the stories that we all create around our lives to hold ourselves back is like just requires so much work. It requires so much work to feel that shitty about ourselves and to doubt ourselves that much. When like if we're gonna look at ourselves for everything we don't have, we should look at ourselves for everything we have. Don't sell yourself short. Because when you can be grateful for everything that you have, forget about the shit you don't have. It's just items and it's just this and it's just that or it's whatever happened. That's just it. It's what happened. So now, like, switch the narrative, turn your conversation and your language into a positive, and you'll start seeing the shift in your life. The line is fake it till you make it. And that's the truth about our lives. It's the truth about our language and everything like that, because everything we've learned is ingrained in our brain, and we learned it, which means we can unlearn it and learn something else. And when you can start to look at it like that, in the sense that we truly do get to create ourselves, who we are, everything about ourselves, we're like a machine. We're like a machine, and we control it. So just a reminder that you control your life. You control everything in it. You control how you deal with stuff. You can't control what happens, how people respond to you, how people act towards you. You can't control everything out here, but what you can do is control how you choose to deal with it and what you choose to do with it moving forward. So, yeah, this was a great one. I feel really great about this one. And I'm hyped. I'm hyped for you guys tuning in. I really just want the best, the absolute best for everyone. I really want just people to believe in themselves, because when you start believing in yourself, when you start walking a little bit differently, you start accepting less bullshit, you start letting more things go and fly over your head, because you're no longer fixated on all of these things. You got better stuff going on for yourself. You got things that you want to do. You got things that are going to make you happy. It don't matter about these people anymore. This person can't make you happy. This person can't make you happy. They can only make you happy for a little bit. They can't make you happy for a long time. How many of us have been in a great relationship and sometimes we still feel lonely? Because it's not other people's responsibility. And which means it's not your responsibility to give a shit about what other people have to say about you or your decisions in your life or anything or how you live it. It's really not. When people are like, oh yeah, well, like I've done that before and in my experience, it's like, okay, I didn't ask you your experience. Thank you for telling me. Sorry it didn't work out for you. I'm the creator of my own life though, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's how I feel. And I could really just keep continuing on forever, as I just love chatting and I love these lives. And yeah, this is like my 28th or something live in a row. And yeah, I'm just showing up every day and talking about more and more stuff. And yeah, I just appreciate you all. Tomorrow's my birthday. And turning 33. And I'm entering this year like 333, right? Like 444, 555 is angel numbers. And so this is going to be my year. And I'm excited. I'm excited for everyone on here to watch and to just continue to be inspired. And if at any point, of course, anyone ever wants to chat, feel free to reach out, because that is what I'm here for. And yeah, so yeah. So the main takeaway from today's talk, guys, is be grateful for everything you have. You can't control the things you don't have. You can't control what happened. All you control is yourself and how you deal with it. Thank you so much, everyone. Yay! You can only control what you do with it. And please take this on. I would love to hear how this works for you guys. If you saw my video of me waking up out of bed, putting my hands in the air, and saying yes. Please take that on. Just for the next couple of days. Thanks, Taylor. Take that on just for the next couple of days. And I promise you, when your day starts off with a smile and a yes, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. You don't have to climb out of bed and think, oh, it's cloudy, great, it's another fucking day. You just scream yes. And then you control how your day goes. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, it's my birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm like a big kid. I love my birthday. And I hope all of you have a powerful weekend. And I will hop on tomorrow again at noon. Bye.